watches my video, they can just see me as a shadow.
Yeah, they can just see you as a shadow. They can't like.
And they can see. Yeah, you can scream actually.
Yeah,
and you have.
How'd you come back? Do you actually come back alive? Yeah.
You come back alive. No, you don't come back alive when you die as a ghost. You don't.
You just stay as a ghost.
You don't come back alive. You just die. And you can't ready up.
Leading London hospital to try to understand more about long COVID and patients' needs.
And you have an ability with Wolverine's claws, but it just looks like it, but it's not.
So how do you kill? Can you kill people?
Yeah, you have to. You have to kill the survivors, not the shadows. The normal skins.
Right, kill that person there. No, still over there.
Where?
Henchman, kill the henchman.
Where?
Heard from
Oh,
one patient who
yeah,
before
there's one there.
struggled to get help.
There.
Do you know you can scream at a henchman and it dies?
Is it?
What? No, it doesn't. Nope. No, I'm not losing health today. No. No.
Oh, is he gonna? Oh, you're gonna win it. You're gonna win it. Oh.
No, I have to. No. You have to go back to the lobby and just join again.
No way.
And I've just bounced back and
No way. I don't know. Henchmen are more powerful now.
Now, the latest government figures show there were 26,688 new coronavirus infections recorded in the latest 24-hour period. The average number of new cases reported per day in the last week is now 19,200.
There's actually no cure.
923 people have
Are you being serious?
on average each day.
So we have to live with it.
191 deaths.
And Dad,
Shit.
there's a shadow Midas too.
COVID-19 tests. That means on average.
And it's a skin.
43 deaths were announced every day. It takes a total number of deaths so far across the UK to 40.
Can't beat him. And you die, you join me.
The former head of the civil service.
I can't right now, Jake.
We're going to have to
prepare for the pandemic.
ride it out.
PR Bob. PR Bob.
With the flu.
Ba 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 ba. Ew, this weird Axel guy. He's in.
It was when it first came out. Yes, that's right, it's called COVID-19.
The second big question,
Because we have actually got coronavirus.
has been less exposed, is what were the capabilities the state had to deploy against? Clearly, although we...
Wait, he was telling me in that office, mate. He said, you know what? He said, I know people. He said, I know people that have gone for tests. He said, they've been late to the appointment.
And Dad, I've got a zombie skin.
No. He said, then the day later, 2 days later, they received a positive test from the home. And he said, they've not even had a test.
Watch, I'll let a henchman kill me. Watch, this henchman will kill me.
That many fucking tests and us then large that probably don't have people.
He went and have had people that have not even had the test, mate.
Come on, henchman.
He said, I've had a friend, he said,
Come on, it's me.
tested negative. Yeah, he said he's gone out on his motorbike, he died. He said obviously he went on his
And you have to kill the henchman. The henchmen kill you. You scream at them.
Really?
This is where the captain will take command of the ship.
No, there's no people down
You scream.
especially if you wasn't forced out. Cold weather. Exposed to brutal mutterings. And that's the whole piece of service.
And the shadows return.
It's damaging to trust between officials and ministers, and what that means...
I need the internet on my phone. I can't go and get the things from Asda until I find out when I come back what I've got and what I've not.
When you come back,
Yes, we're just tomorrow. I don't know what's going on. But I have to wait until we come back.
Like Lord several are rarely seen, not normally heard. Are you happier here or in Whitehall?
Come the shadows. They come in your rift.
Out of government.
They come in the shadows rift.
Under all that, under everything he says he's not got, he's still fucking got Hammond to the point, so I don't know how.
And coming up,
I'm
Let's get out of the car and see what we've got.
concealing this
what the fuck
stuff.
have I not got? What have I got? On the app it's saying you haven't got this, ain't got that, ain't got this.
I don't get.
But then it's saying you've got out.
You don't get the receipt anymore, do you?
And United make their mark for the Champions League. Is that a rescue for the Reds?
What are you asking?
Say I'm checking something, but I go,
the
yeah,
human
what
rights
this
group
week, I don't understand it.
has
It's
received credible and
They said
disturbing
what you don't
evidence
understand, he's got a computer there, he can check it.
often killed a number of people taking part in a peaceful protest last night in the country's
I know what's not
I'd
available.
rather stand there, fucking check it, and make sure that we can go and get the shit we need, then come back and go, well, we've not got this, we've not got that, we've not got
Protesters
this.
accused the now disbanded
And then go, why the fuck did you get the shopping?
SARS of torture. Today the country's president...
Well, she's here, she's not been anywhere.
The army has denied any involvement. An indefinite curfew has been imposed on several regions, including Lagos,
An imitation.
where our correspondent, Mayeni Jones, said
A city in chaos. Across Lagos, buildings have been torched and sporadic clashes have erupted. This is what sparked the outcry. Soldiers shooting unarmed protesters in the country's largest city.
They are shooting at us. They are shooting.
But the fact that it happened here in what was one of the most peaceful protest sites in South and United an already volatile situation.
He's a mime
As a protest against police brutality has widened to calls for change in the status quo and inequality.
We the poor, we are suffering. We can't afford anything in this world. We are doing our process. Nobody was even out. The law. Why must they send soldiers to
In order. Let us step aside. Let you take over and put this nation in order. We need a betterment of this nation.
Media. More than half of the country is under 24. Last night's events were broadcast online. Hashtag has garnered support.
I would say Nigeria
We're 200 feedback.
has shown to the world
Feedback.
for killing your own citizens, sending military to the streets to kill
If I
unarmed
could.
protesters
Bye.
because they are protesting for their rights. It's uncalled for.
Sounds bad, sounds bad.
Dictatorship
No one likes it.
half of its life as an independent nation. Many of
Rain.
its events
Rain.
and the determined BBC News, Lagos.
Rain.
post-Brexit trade negotiations between the UK and European Union to resume in London tomorrow, after what Number 10 described as significant comments from the EU's chief negotiator.
Don't be minus.
Barnier and his counterpart
Don't be minus.
spoke on the phone today.
Zombie, zombie, zombie. Zombie minus. Zombie, zombie, zombie minus.
Handling this intensified phase of talks, but warned it is
It has styles.
will not succeed. Pope Francis has made his strongest statement yet in favour of civil partnerships between same-sex couples. Speaking in a TV documentary that homosexual people have the right to be.
Well, no, let's play the squads of Fortnite, mate. Please. I want to.
The Commons is due to debate a Labour Party call to extend free school meals in England through the holidays. So far, the government has refused to support the proposal. Here's our education correspondent, Elaine Duncan.
What?
The start of the day at Egremont Primary School in Wallasey comes as a relief to many children and their families. Breakfast Club is the guarantee of a meal they might not have at home.
You can go to Breakfast Club and have a bagel or a piece of toast.
If there wasn't Breakfast Club, what would happen?
You'll probably have an empty stomach and you'll probably feel a little sick.
With half-term not far away, holiday hunger is at the forefront of parents' minds.
You've been there.
Throughout the summer, Michelle relied on free school meal vouchers.
We wouldn't have survived without it. You worry a lot about making sure they've got enough food, the holidays and that. You've got to find that main meal for the kids, and I think people struggle.
The coronavirus pandemic has brought additional hardship and stigma. In the school there is a food bank and a clothes store. At weekends, teachers deliver food parcels.
The first baby I've ever done for food is great because it's really nice to bring food to someone.
They are so grateful when you come to the door, and there's been many times that we've been emotionally upset. Now we have parents that don't have jobs anymore, so then we have to think about the parents that don't have jobs. How are they going to survive?
A winning goal for Marcus Rashford last night. Today he was hoping for success in extending the free school meal voucher scheme. So far, the government has said no.
That people return to kill the shadows, but if they die, the shadows come. Zombies come from the sky.
To deal with the problem, you know, is
zombies. The zombie madden. Zombie madden. Zombie mad.
But like in England, Northern Ireland has said free school meals will only be provided during term time. As hardship starts to bite.
Kill me, come on. You can kill me if you want.
Elaine Dunkley, BBC News.
Kill me. It's not for real. It will come. The shadows return.
Organisers say they will because of the pandemic. The start of the year.
Zombies made it.
Colleen Harris reports.
The shadows return.
Coventry, famous for invasion of South Africa, has revealed some of its plans to transform the city again.
The shadows return.
The first taste of what's to come, promising a programme rooted in the people of the city, including literature, theatre, and a 3-day festival curated by Terry Hall of the Specials. The city will be host to the Turner Prize exhibition.
There's no doubt that it's been a very challenging time, you know, not just for us in planning a programme like this, but for everyone in the world. I think what we've tried to do is bring our creativity, our innovation, our flexibility, to really try and reimagine what a UK city of culture during a global pandemic might look like.
Today's announcement in Coventry is about showing the city's determination to press on with its bold ambition for a year of cultural arts. About how long it will take the art sector to recover from coronavirus.
Shadows.
Coventry's F1 music venue is being relocated, but coronavirus has caused delays. It's being given to secure its future. And Richie has taken on a labourer job here to make ends meet. But before coronavirus,
You can be us. You don't. You want to become one of us? Who wants me?
has always punched above its weight for talent. and now fears its
You
standing
monsters.
stage could be lost.
I think we're past critical. That's the sad part. I think we're past the point where there is no return. I cannot see it, certainly in my lifetime, ever coming back to what it was 5 years ago, let alone 20 years ago. This is just about finished off.
Brains.
Artistic relief.
Yes, but since Corona, now we a lot of things going on.
Oh, yeah.
To begin technical sea trials before making its major voyage in a year's time.
Lanky job.
None of this.
Why do people like so myself with? Fucking hell.
Somebody must die.
Rise to 5'9" and fucking 50 cents and Dr. Dre.
We must control the doctor.
It's taken 4 years to build.
We want.
That'd be you.
The RRS.
Yeah, 4 years. Going on so
He's looking like it.
It reminds me of our
No,
job.
he's looking like our job. He's looking at all.
But the ship was going very fast, just to just down the after that it will be open sea trials, and the next stop is extreme environments on Earth.
And it was working and never. No, actually, like
with large
sitting down
onboard
and
laboratories and
time.
designed to cut through ice up to a metre thick.
They can't you.
Isn't it the light on the light? Don't listen to me.
Survey plans to use the ship to investigate fragile frozen environment.
The new ship she'll be back in a bit. Listen, we won't be long anyway. He's on his computer, so he's alright. Just like come down now and again to check in. He'll be right.
To take us into areas that we've never been before, to do new kinds of science. After leaving Liverpool, the ship will sail to Holyhead, which will be her base for sea trials over the next year. But in another pandemic twist, the ship's not permitted to arrive and dock there until after the latest Welsh COVID lockdown, January to November. Despite the weather and a muted, socially distant send-off, the sense on the dockside was one of pride.
Knowing what she's got and what we had achieved as a team, we need to get it to this point where she's sailing off. What would be one of my biggest achievements? I wouldn't have thought this is probably one of my biggest achievements to date.
These are just the first tentative steps for the £200 million vessel. She'll set off for the Antarctic, the place she was built for in November 2020.
The zombie cars.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you. It was a bit of a washout day across England and Wales. They said that ever so very across the south-east of England. This was the most isolated places of the atrocious conditions on the road. It was also pretty wet again.
The zombies return.
All thanks to this area of low pressure, quite a complicated system with two centres to it, one affecting northern Scotland with strong winds, and this one which contained the remnants of what was Storm Barbara, which we moved up from Spain and Portugal. So you can see on the radar picture just how heavy and wet the rain was. But recently it's gradually started to clear and break up now. It stays quite wet though across the west of Scotland. Strong gusty winds through this evening and overnight. Further south though, it is an improving picture as that area of rain continues to move away though, to leave a legacy of cloud and one or two showers. But we'll start to see clear skies moving into the south later. Because of the breeze and quite a lot of cloud around, it's not going to be too cold tonight. Most of us lows of 8 to 12 degrees. Tomorrow morning then, it's an improving picture gradually as a ridge of high pressure starts to move in from the southwest. That'll start to kill off lots of the showers for Northern Ireland, England and Wales, but still have a hangback of cloud, rain, very strong winds across parts of Scotland. But even here, it'll start to ease down through the day. Winds always strongest across eastern areas. These are the mean wind speeds tomorrow. Lighter winds further southwest thanks to that ridge of high pressure. Could see 15 or 16 degrees in the southeast, giving some sunshine, but generally speaking, slightly cooler day tomorrow. As we move through Friday, another frontal system spreads across the country and into the start of the weekend. For Saturday, look at this, quite a deep area of low pressure to the northwest of the UK. That's going to bring another band of rain and widespread gales. So it's going to be windy, pretty unsettled to end the week. It will be turning milder, though, as we move through Saturday. George.
Thank you, Stav. And that's all from the BBC's News at 6, so it's goodbye from me, and on BBC One we can now join the BBC's news teams where you are.
Hello, good evening, welcome to North West Tonight. I'm Roger Johnson. Our top story. Just how bad is our COVID crisis? We'll take you through the facts and the figures, and we'll also talk to a GP about symptoms and when to take a test. Also tonight, the COVID cloud looming over the lakes fears that half the tourist businesses are under threat. The PCSO still on the go. What next for John after 3 decades on the beat around Barrow?
And tomorrow we've got some high pressure. It doesn't stick around though. I'll be back with all the details.
Well, this week has been overshadowed by the politics of the pandemic, as you'll know if you've been watching for the last couple of evenings. But while local and national politicians have rowed over money, it can't be forgotten that the economic problems are caused by a health crisis. And tonight we'll bring that back into focus and look at the latest infection rates, hospitalisations and fatalities. In a moment, a GP will remind us about the coronavirus symptoms, a useful reminder for us all, especially as winter pressures start to bite. But first, our health correspondent Jill Donegan is here. She's been taking a look at all the numbers, and Jill, you can update us on the situation as it stands tonight.
We all know the infection rate is still very high here. Of the top 20 areas in England for the rate of people testing positive, 18 are now in the northwest. If we look over the past few weeks, many are starting to come down slightly from the huge peak associated with the schools and then universities going back. Nosey, Liverpool, the city of Manchester have all dropped, for example, but others, Blackburn, Rossendale, Rochdale, Salford among them, are steadily going up and have been for weeks, and something else is happening too. If you look at this heat map here, this shows what's happened over the past 3 weeks in the different age groups. The darker the colour, the greater the rate of infection. It started in the 16 to 29-year-olds, this group here, but it's gradually spread up the ages, up the generations. High numbers of cases now of people in their 50s and 60s. Now we know that one of the biggest factors in this virus is age, and so no surprise to see how hospital admissions have also gone up from a few dozen at the beginning of September to more than 250 now. Really steep rise in the past couple of weeks. And so of course the number of hospital beds occupied by patients with COVID has also shot up, around 1,800 now, far more than London, the South East, the South West and the East of England combined. Now last week we were in the Royal Liverpool looking at the huge pressures there. Today the Deputy Medical Director confirmed that the Trust is now looking after more COVID patients now than at the height of the last wave, and they're having to scale back on other care.
Because of the number of COVID patients that we're seeing coming into the hospital, some of the other things